All right, traders, welcome back to the channel. We have a lot to talk about specifically with what's happening to the market. If you look at what's happening, it's a pure collapse. You're falling through the bottoms. And I'm telling you, we have a specific target we're looking at, and it's looking like it's going to hit very soon. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to the video. First thing I want to talk about is what Powell said going into, I believe, Wednesday or the day before. He basically had a meeting with the Wall Street Journal, did an interview, and was talking about the strength of the economy. If you look at everything he said, the market actually bounced into that day. And to that news and to the end of the day, you bounced all the way up to about 408, and then the next day you dropped. This is where things get interesting, and this is where you have to keep looking at the data. Because if you keep looking at data that gets released, it's going to tell you how the market's going to move. Everyone wants to say that fundamentals don't really matter, which is kind of the craziest thing in the world. And people want to say technicals don't matter, but really in tangent, they do. So this red line right here represents the lows that we had from May 12th. Then you had a nice firm bounce looking like it was going to have that V-shaped recovery once again, and you popped down. I'm also going to highlight a trend you need to be watching to catch every single short as well. You can see today, just pure downside. But what's the reason for this drop? I'm going to go back over here, and I tell everyone, investing.com, go to news, go to the calendar, and let yourself have this as an update. You need to be looking every night before you go to bed and looking what's on the table. It has the country labeled for you. It shows you everything. And if you're in Discord as well, just so you know, we do have this highlighted for you in the mob trade section. We actually keep this for everyone available to see. So if you are there, you can also see there. I have this highlighted every single week so everyone knows exactly what's going on. So everything's going to be there for you. But the jobless claims. So if you go back and you read about what Powell was saying here, he was saying that our market is so strong, it's resilient. We'll take the necessary steps if we have to regarding inflation, but it's not looking like we have to because we're just so strong and their jobs are just unmatchable. But guess what happens, guys? You're at the peak of jobs. Jobs have peaked. You're not going to get, crazy job beats and jobless claims going down like crazy because you're at all-time high levels of having jobs. The jobless claims are so low, but the unemployment rate is now rising. This is why I said you're just basically waiting for each time more data comes out, because as data comes out, guess what happens? You dump. So if you really look at what happened, people were commenting. They were like, well, Powell's speaking on Wednesday, Tyler, and if you look at what's happening, we're probably going to dump after that. Well, Powell talked, and if you look, he said nothing new. He was talking to the Wall Street Journal. We knew this wasn't going to be a very bearish talk that he was going to have with them. We knew it was going to be pretty stable. He's not like he's addressing the nation. He's not going to concern people in a newspaper article. That's not how he's going to attack these key issues. He's not going to change his rhetoric. So all going into that meeting, you had upside Monday, literally through the end of Tuesday. And then you got the bad information that came out the prior day. And that's where you came down. So this was nothing to do with Powell. I want to address this had nothing to do with what Powell said. This is all based on data, which we're also going to get into some of the key earnings that have this slide coming down as well. Now, going back, what I want to highlight. So people were mentioning, how we bounced back in March. So when you bounced in March, look at that parabolic recovery you had here. Look how strong that really is. Let me get a little bit of a zoom in here for you. So you can see how strong that bounce. It's like a V-shaped bounce. Going here, you had that, but then you saw the immediate stagnation and boom, downside. This indicates bears are 1,010% in control and the buyers just are not stepping up to the table. So when we look here, this is my concern. You broke below this lower level. Now 385 is a resistance. I told everyone beginning of the week, 380 was our target. We're hitting it into Friday right now. Probably going to drop steeper into the end of the day. Overall targets, let's talk about what we're looking at. We're going to go to the weekly chart so you can get a better viewpoint. As we get in here, there's no real reason to be concerned because we're day traders here. We're monitoring the market and how we're trading, and we're watching what's happening. So as of right now, we are day trading. Going into the future, we'll be looking for longer term buys. Target number one, 357 to 354. And then you have your pre-COVID highs right here around 340 roughly. Those are my two targets, and I think you're going to be moving down there in a hurry. Now you're wondering what the big sell signal as well was, and this was it. This was the scary part of the market. And this video is not going to be so much wrapped up on the charts, but wrapped up around the data, because I've been trying to let everyone know you need to be looking at what's happening with these earnings calls. And so throughout this whole pullback, if we go back to the chart, I want to highlight how strong this sector has been. XLP, if you don't know, XLP is the ETF that monitors consumer staples, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Target, Costco. So through inflation, you're seeing price rise, and these have been continuously going up. These are your consumer staples. These hold the economy up. They've been in a nonstop uptrend since COVID. Even with the pullback that we had on the market in March, you still were relatively strong and you bounced back even stronger. Looking at Walmart, it made all-time highs. Costco made all-time highs. Target was on its way there. What happened? The earnings just hit the fan. The only one that's doing decent is Home Depot. Walmart, Target, Lowe's. They're all being hit by price raises on all the products that they're buying to stock these stores. Consumers are also not willing to pay these higher prices. They're slowing down on buying. These high inflation levels are killing us on an international market level. It's not just us. So we're saying that, yes, you might have, a recession going on in Australia and Europe, but it's not going to hit America. That's what our country is telling us. That is fake news, people, because you're seeing if it's affecting the other international markets, it's going to affect US. Why? Because we're being supplied by other nations. So it's going to inadvertently affect us. So you need to be looking at what's happening. What about Amazon? What's happening with Amazon, guys? So as we look at Amazon, look at this drop from roughly 3,700 all the way down to 21. You're going to be touching 2,000 levels very soon. You're already below pre-COVID levels right now. You're already below them, and now you're testing 2019 highs. So where are we at? We're not in a recession yet, according to the government, according to the Fed. We are not in a recession. So where are we at? So in my opinion, this is where we're coming down to 360, 355, from there, 340. That's my target. You need to be watching those levels. More data will be coming out regarding inflation, and I think it's going to be scary, people. I think it's going to be scary. Also know, based on what Powell said from that meeting, although his meeting was not bearish, what he did say, if inflation continues to persist, we will do whatever we have to do. We will raise rates even further if we have to. As of right now, 250 BPS hikes are still on the table, so maybe a 75 is coming into the minds of individuals. If any one of the Fed members mentions a 75 BP hike, I can guarantee you, this is not financial advice, do your own DD, but for my portfolio, I'll guarantee you, I will start shorting like crazy. I've already been shorting, already been scalping. If you want to see the $5,000 account that we started trading originally on the account, the $5,000 challenge is currently at 9,500. In 4 weeks, we've almost doubled it. We had it to 10,000, took a small loss. But this is what we've been doing. Day trading these scalps on Amazon, Tesla, SPY, Qs. It's been an absolute money printer. So this is what's happening. And I can guarantee you, if they come out and they mention a 75 BP being on the table, you will see an immediate drop almost down to 360, 355 in a hurry. And then once they actually say we've hit a recession point, you're going to see a total collapse, and it will start rolling over into the real estate market and other markets as well. And it will be pure turmoil. It's a shame that we're not telling people that we're in a recession, as we have already dropped over 100 points on the market. We're just going to keep letting people buy into this market and be absolutely terrified and lose all their money, with the Americans not having any savings in their accounts whatsoever. We've gone over all those statistics as well, but guess what? They don't care. That's why I'm here telling you the truth, what's happening with the market, whether you like it or not, unbiased every single day. If you are interested, the Discord link is down below. We're trading there every single day and live. I have over 100 people in live right now. I'm going to be hopping right back in there after I publish this video. So have a good one, traders. We'll be back soon, and stay safe in this market.